What compels someone to plunge into the pitch-black, water-filled tunnels of a cave, where a single misstep could mean eternal entrapment? Deep in Florida's Weeki Wachee Springs lies a submerged labyrinth of limestone passages, where crystal-clear waters conceal a deadly trap. These underwater caves, sculpted over millennia, beckon divers with their ethereal beauty but punish the smallest errors with unforgiving cruelty. This is the story of Marson Ashley Kay, a skilled diver whose passion for the underwater frontier led him to a fate that haunts the caving community to this day. A man of two worlds, Marson Ashley Kay was no ordinary diver. By day, he was an IT specialist at Life South Community Blood Center in Gainesville, Florida, where he spent 6 years troubleshooting complex systems with precision. But beneath the surface, Marson was a master of the underwater frontier. A dedicated cave diver, he held advanced certifications from the National Speleological Society Cave Diving Section and was proficient with sophisticated equipment like closed-circuit rebreathers and side-mount rigs, which allowed him to carry multiple tanks for extended explorations. His passion led him to Weeki Wachee Springs, a natural marvel along Highway 19, known to Seminole Indians as Little Spring, or Winding River. A popular tourist attraction famous for its mermaid shows, Weeki Wachee hides one of America's deepest and most treacherous cave systems, with passages plunging to 407 feet and over 6,700 feet of explored tunnels. On March 31, 2012, Marson prepared for a dive with a small team, likely members of the CAST underwater research team, which had been mapping Weeki Wachee's labyrinth that year. He checked his primary and backup oxygen tanks, calibrated his dive computer for depth and decompression, inspected his high-intensity dive light, and ensured his dry suit was sealed against the 72 degrees Fahrenheit water. His team reviewed the cave's mapped routes, relying on a half-inch braided guideline rope as their lifeline through the dark, winding passages. Marson's experience fueled his confidence, but he couldn't foresee the deadly trap that awaited. The treacherous depths of Weeki Wachee. Weeki Wachee Springs is a paradox, a turquoise jewel that lures divers with its beauty but harbors a grim history. Since the 1960s, the cave system has claimed at least 13 lives, earning it a chilling reputation as a widowmaker among Florida's caving community, according to diving safety reports from the National Speleological Society. Its narrow squeezes, unpredictable currents, and silty floors can reduce visibility to zero in seconds, transforming clear waters into a blinding haze. In 2012, conditions were deceptively calm, with clear waters and stable surroundings, but the cave's dangers remained ever present. Cave diving is among the deadliest sports, with a mortality rate of approximately 1 in 10,000 dives, significantly higher than skydiving, 1 in 100,000 jumps, or mountaineering, per data from the Divers Alert Network. Marson, well-versed in these risks, clipped onto the guideline and tested his regulator before descending into the spring's deceptively clear waters. The team followed the half-inch braided rope to a depth of 175 feet, where the cave opened into a vast, breathtaking cavern filled with tight rock formations and powerful currents. Fish schooled beneath their dive lights, creating a surreal yet haunting view of the aqueous world. But this beauty masked a deadly reality. One wrong move could unravel even the most prepared. The fatal mistake. Marson had navigated Weeki Wachee's twisting passages before, his training a shield against its challenges. The dive proceeded smoothly, with the team checking oxygen supplies and adhering to their pre-planned route. But as they reached their turnaround point and began their slow ascent, something went catastrophically wrong. For reasons that remain unclear, perhaps a momentary lapse, equipment disorientation, or an unseen issue, Marson veered off the guideline, swimming into a narrow, uncharted crevasse barely wide enough for his frame. His teammates, stunned, flashed their dive lights and signaled frantically for him to stop, but Marson didn't respond. He kept moving, faster and deeper, into a passage where no diver should ever go alone. This wasn't a reckless choice. Marson wasn't chasing a thrill or exploring uncharted territory. His erratic behavior was a symptom of a silent killer, a cerebral arterial gas embolism. This deadly condition occurs when nitrogen gas, dissolved in the blood under high pressure, forms bubbles during a rapid pressure drop, such as an uncontrolled ascent. These bubbles can lodge in the brain's arteries, blocking blood flow and causing symptoms like dizziness, confusion, seizures, or unconsciousness within seconds. Forensic reports later confirmed that Marson suffered a cerebral arterial gas embolism, likely triggered by a rapid ascent, possibly due to panic, equipment malfunction, or disorientation in the tight crevasse. His brain starved of oxygen, Marson lost the ability to make rational decisions. His movements became desperate, uncontrolled, trapped in the cave's crushing grip. A race against time. His teammates watched in horror as Marson drifted deeper into the forbidden passage. They knew the signs of an embolism but were powerless to reach him. The crevasse was too narrow, its limestone edges sharp and jagged, its currents unpredictable. Risking their own lives to follow could trap them all. Faced with an impossible decision, they made the heart-wrenching choice to ascend and signal for emergency rescue. At the surface, their shouts pierced the silence, their voices thick with urgency and fear. "We lost him! We need help now!" they called, alerting the on-site rescue team. Within 3 minutes, a specialized cave diving rescue team, equipped with side mount configurations and redundant air tanks, descended into Weeki Wachee's treacherous depths. Navigating the complex tunnel network was a grueling test of skill. Silt clouds, stirred by the slightest movement, reduced visibility to near zero. The divers followed Marson's route through narrow passages, battling currents that had claimed others before him. Using wired intercoms and hand signals, they coordinated in the dim, debris-filled waters, their high-intensity lights barely cutting through the haze. The heartbreaking discovery. After a tense search, the rescuers found Marson, motionless in a small, airless pocket of the crevasse. His mask was pushed onto his forehead, a chilling sign he had tried to remove it in his final moments, likely in a state of confusion or panic. His regulator, his only source of breathable air, hung uselessly from his mouth. His body was still. The team checked his equipment, and what they found deepened the tragedy: his air tanks were not empty. Marson hadn't run out of oxygen. The embolism had cut off blood flow to his brain and lungs, rendering survival impossible. Even with air to breathe, his body had shut down. Extracting Marson was a meticulous and somber task. The divers used specialized harnesses and rope systems to carefully maneuver his body through the tight passage, chiseling away small sections of limestone to avoid collapse. Maintaining neutral buoyancy was critical to prevent stirring more silt, which could clog regulators or blind the team for hours. After hours of grueling effort, they brought Marson's body to the surface, transferring it to authorities in a waterproof body bag. The team emerged physically and emotionally drained, their faces etched with solemnity. Marson's recovery became another grim chapter in Weeki Wachee's history, shared in hushed tones across diving forums and campfire gatherings. A family's grief. On the surface, Marson's family waited, clinging to hope. His mother, hands clasped tightly, stared at the dive site entrance, willing her son to emerge. His father stood rigid, jaw clenched, refusing to accept anything but a rescue. But when the rescuers surfaced, their pale faces and slow movements told a different story. Marson wasn't with them. Before words were spoken, his mother's knees buckled, a raw, guttural cry tearing from her lips as she collapsed. His father stumbled back, gripping a chair for support, his hands trembling. A diver removed his mask, unable to meet their eyes. That silent gesture was all the confirmation they needed. Marson was gone. The legacy of a tragedy. Marson's death sent shockwaves through the caving community. How could someone so skilled, so meticulous, fall to Weeki Wachee? The answer lies in cave diving's merciless nature. One wrong turn can unravel even the most prepared. The cave is a silent predator, indifferent to passion or expertise, waiting for a single misstep. In response, the community strengthened safety protocols. Divers now emphasize strict adherence to decompression stops to prevent nitrogen buildup, diving with a dedicated buddy for constant monitoring, and using dive computers with audible alarms to enforce safe ascent rates of no more than 30 feet per minute. Regular training in emergency procedures, like sharing air or navigating in zero visibility, became non-negotiable. As experienced caver Patrick, who has faced Weeki Wachee's dangers, put it, "Plan your dive your plan. Check tanks twice, map every route, and never dive alone." Marson's tragedy became a rallying cry: respect the cave, or it will claim you. Weeki Wachee remains a paradox. Its turquoise waters a siren's call, its dangers a warning carved in stone. According to the Florida Springs Institute, the spring's flow of 117 million gallons per day creates currents that can pin divers against walls, while its silted floors amplify the risk of disorientation. Yet divers still flock to its depths, driven by the thrill of exploration, knowing Marson's fate lingers as a cautionary tale. His story is more than a tragedy. It's a testament to the razor-thin line between adventure and catastrophe, the allure of pushing limits, and the terror of crossing them. What do you think? Should places like Weeki Wachee be explored, or are some depths better left untouched? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If Marson's story gripped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more chilling tales that haunt long after the screen fades to black. Tap the bell icon to never miss a deep dive into the world's most mysterious places. Until next time, stay curious, and stay safe.